Yeah, we're on, man. We're recording. What's up, guys? Welcome back.
Alright, welcome back, guys. I'm here with my good friend Daniel. Welcome to the channel. Damn. What were you saying? I thought you said it well. No. What's up, man?
What's up, man? We're on?
Yeah.
We're on, man. All right.
What up, guys? Welcome to our channel. My name's Skyler. This is my boy Daniel.
Yo, what's up, guys? Thank you guys for watching. Let's get to it, man. Well, we meet again, Sky.
We're back again. Oh, okay. I'm not comfortable. Let's get comfortable first.
Let's get comfy.
People get comfortable. We're ready to watch. I don't look flexible when I do it like that.
I know.
I just look
for
like
sure did not look flexible there.
I feel like this, and I fucking.
I was about to help you.
Oh
it looked like you were stuck for a second.
When you're 33, you
Oh,
gotta oil up your fucking juices.
Gotta stretch before sitting now, huh?
Oh my god, you have to stretch before sitting. Imagine you pull like a hammy when you sit down.
You try to get up, lower back pull.
Dude, that would be funny.
That would be. Wrapping 2023 up, dude. It's been a fun, interesting, and different year, bro.
Yeah, it's been a great year. Like, I was a little worried about it in the beginning of the year, like, because end of 2022, I was going into 2023 with a mindset of, you know, I have goals, I have ambitions, and I need to meet them. And it was like really like I was like 2023 is my year.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes it is, sometimes it's not based on what we went through. But yeah, I think we should definitely, you know, like go over like what did we set for ourselves to do this year? What did we accomplish? You know, how did we feel? Did we see the light at the end of the tunnel, or did we just, you know, stress out the entire year about it? So I don't know if you want to go either back and forth with, or we just go one person at a time.
Yeah, we could do back and forth, but I do want to point out, because you did mention that I felt like it was a great year, depending on the situation.
Yeah.
But it's also good to kind of like reflect, right? Like, because we go based on the moment, like, right? If today I trip or my phone breaks or something bad happens, that's it. Like, we think like, oh, fucking I had a shitty ass year. You know what I mean? Or like a shitty ass week or a shitty ass. We don't really, I think we had mentioned it before, where we don't, well, at least sometimes when shit's not going my way for that week or that month, I think that's it. Like, my life sucks and whatever, you know? Yeah. But we have to kind of like step back a little bit and analyze the whole 2023. Like, as a whole thing, like, that's what we're bringing this up, right? Because the whole year, if you think about it, it was a fucking amazing year, dude. Like, it was fucking awesome. Yeah, because it's basically, like you're saying, so in the moment, sometimes we're like, fuck, like, you know, we're struggling. But if depending on where your mind is at, and at the end of the entire year, when you look back at it, you don't remember those bad moments because we're so focused on, again, all the good things that are happening to us on the daily, that we have, like, you know, out of the whole year, I want to say, if anything, I had like 5 bad days, and that's because I can't even remember them, because I try to focus so much, just like you, on everything that's going good, that is, but by the time it's the end of the year, you don't even remember what the things that you know. Most of them, anyway. Like, you know, sometimes there's other things that make you struggle, like, or there's things that are really happening in one's life where you're gonna have to remember those, because those are like life-changing moments, or, you know, they're changing the way you feel, because, you know, something's actually could be going wrong. You know, someone can be sick in our family, someone could pass and stuff like that. That changes your whole year. And granted, for me, like, I didn't have any of that, fortunately. So I know some others have, you know, maybe lost someone this year. So then when they talk about their year being great, sometimes they have to stop and be like, you know, it was a great year, but, you know, I also lost, like, my uncle. I lost someone. Yeah. And I feel like maybe I'm fortunate enough that I feel like that didn't happen to me. But maybe, it's, I just don't know how I would feel through my whole year, knowing if that did happen to me. But again, that's the what ifs. Yeah. No, I mean, it does. I mean, you know, there's always like sick people in the families and stuff. In my case, there is like, my mom, she does get sick once in a while. She went to the hospital in the ambulance a couple times. So it's just like, but luckily she's fine. She's still alive. She's still with us. So it's just like, you know, those little moments that get you like that scare you, right? Yeah. Like, I get you. Yeah. So you're like, oh, is this it for her, or like for what's going on? Which is, you don't think about it until it's happening, right? Like, you don't, always think like, oh, we always assume, or at least I do, that our people around us are always gonna be there for till forever.
Oh,
You know
I'm
what I mean?
opposite. I know that we all die eventually.
No, yeah, we do, but you don't think about like, okay, she's
Not
probably
every
gonna,
day.
you
No,
know,
you shouldn't.
yeah, obviously.
Every day, just think
Like-
about someone might die today. Like,
Yeah, no, dude, come
oh
on.
my god.
So, but aside from that, like everything worked out, and you know, we're still alive, we're healthy, we're still.
Yeah, and those are like the blessings again. Every day
Mm-hmm.
you talk about, you focus on all those good things that are happening. Then you kind of forget, for the most part, the things like that. Sometimes you have to really, if we do sit here and we reflect on everything in the entire past, which we will get into, then that's when you're like, okay, I remember this happened in February. Like this was, you know, this stood out to me. This was like that was a tough month because, you know, we were going through something. So, I totally agree with you on that. Like, yeah, if you take on, or if you think about the entire year, then you remember that it wasn't as bad as you thought it was. In the moment, you might feel it is, like you said.
Yes.
So it's nice to know that as we get older, or that the more we try to be that positive person, and the more we try to better ourselves, that we feel like we notice a difference. Like when you recap at the end of the year, it's different than when we did maybe last year or the year before and stuff, like the same over and over. We did the same thing where we just like, okay, another year, what happened? What changed? I wanted all this, nothing happened because we didn't change. We didn't do anything.
Yeah, and that's a great point that you say there, because that's exactly what I was thinking. As in, like, this year was better because I've changed.
Mm-hmm.
My habits changed, my circle changed, and all my day-to-day stuff has been different, and therefore my whole year was fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah.
So now I go back and think like, okay, if I would have done this, you know, we always go back and say like, if we would have done this 2 years ago, right now we would have been a little further. But at the same time, I'm just excited for next year, because now I know that whatever I'm doing worked. So I just want to keep doing it, you know?
Yeah. We'll start with, you know, the first question is, if offhand, if you can know, can you name 3 goals that you set for yourself this year, and did you accomplish them? And the follow-up question will be right after that will be, when you were going through it, did you feel that you were going to accomplish it, or did you have any doubt? So if you have, like, you know, anything that's on the top of your head that happened this year that feels like maybe that you set a goal that you accomplished, and then now you're just like, damn, like, you know, I accomplished it, versus like in the moment as you're working towards it, you're like, you know, kind of thinking twice, like, am I going to be able to do this? You know, am I strong enough, or, you know, whatever the case might be.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of things that I feel like I've accomplished. And, okay, one of them was to start a business, right?
Yeah.
I always wanted to start one, but I was scared. And then I was like, you know what? I have to do it regardless of what's going to happen, the outcome. If it works out good, if it doesn't, like, oh, well, I'm still going to learn from it. And that was one. And then in the fitness, you know, I'm like my girlfriend says, I'm in the best shape of my life.
Yeah.
After 29 years now, dude. Like, I finally, you can see my abs, and, you know, I could fucking do like 100 push-ups nonstop. Like, it's crazy, dude. Like, never in my entire life was I like that, dude, you know? And then the last one, where we just like, was like to surround myself with great people. You know what I mean? Like with my mentor, like, and he introduced me to other folks, and then it just helps you grow when you're surrounded, or you're seeing people who are making it, who are fucking making big, who are doing wins, right? Like, it just helps you. And I mean, those just are the 3 that like stick out right now, but I'm sure I have more.
Yeah.
But those were like, I guess, what made me kind of like realize a lot of shit, and here we are, you know?
So then, pick which one you want to choose from those. Which one was, I guess, the one that you doubted yourself most, and you felt like you weren't going to accomplish it?
It was, I guess, starting the business, bro. Because starting something new, it's always scary. And especially when no one around you is doing like a business, or it's not doing what you want to be doing. You kind of like, you get those what if questions, right? The what if it doesn't work out? What if I fail? What if no one supports me? Or what if this, you know, all those negative shit. And that's the one I always thought like, okay, I'm not going to do it. Because I always had that idea of like fucking years ago. I never actually did anything about it.
Yeah, it was just an idea because it's
Mhm.
such a big investment that you were just scared to do it.
Yeah.
But but if your dreams don't scare you, you're not thinking big enough, or you're not dreaming big enough. If you
Yeah.
whatever you're doing, if it doesn't scare you just a little bit,
Mhm.
they're not big enough. Your goal's not big enough.
Yeah, I agree, dude, and that's why I was like, you know what, like let's say this year I'm gonna start a business,
Yeah.
and I mean, I got this thing shot, and at first it was good. Now it's a little iffy, but I mean it's the end of the year, right? Usually during summers when people tend to wanna go for a ride, but still there. I still wanna grow it. I still wanna keep adding more
Yeah.
cars to it. So, but yeah, I was like fucking scared, and I thought I was doubting it, and even sometimes now I'm just like fuck, I should have just not, but again, I got to check myself back in and just make sure like I work harder, or just I guess this whole holiday season where people are just off, just kind of like plan a better fucking
Yeah.
stuff for next year in regards to business.
Did you know that I started my business, or did you start yours before mine, my LLC?
I think we started together because we were talking about it, and you're like, oh, or maybe like a week or so.
Because I was
before.
doing, yeah, because I remember I was helping out like my buddy Ray, and we were doing the production stuff, right?
Yeah,
And we're doing the short film and stuff like that. So that was when I already created the LLC.
yes, and then like a week or two, because you told me, then like a week or two, I'm like, oh, I just did mine too.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
It was
so
like within the same time.
yeah,
time
because I
frame.
think was that January, or was that, I don't remember, January, February, maybe even March.
I think it was May. Towards the end of March, I think, because I already had the slingshot like in May.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to remember how far back did we create those LLCs. Yeah. The reason why I maybe didn't create one for a while is actually because I've had ones previously in the past. Like I had a nonprofit before. I don't know if I mentioned to you, but I had the nonprofit when I was like 23 years old. It was with a friend of mine, Blake. And what we tried to do was, gather fruit, vegetables that are excess at people's houses. So we go door to door and we would knock, and we would say, hey, we noticed that you have an orange tree. Can we pick some? And we donate it to, all these other foundations. So we donate to just to feed kids.
Yeah.
There's so much excess fruit. If you think about it, in someone's backyard, the avocado trees, the orange trees, the guava trees, the I don't know, I forgot what other ones, apple trees and stuff like that. And so we really tried to like go into all these places and like pick it. And funny enough, you would think that people would just be donating it like crazy, and they want it. They're just like, oh, she's like, oh no, sorry, like I don't want to donate anything. Like, oh no, sorry, you can't pick anything. And you're just like, you're not gonna eat that whole entire avocado tree.
Yeah.
Like we know there's some on the floor. Like we see all of them, they're rotting. And you're just like, wow, like these people just really don't want to give.
Yeah.
So then that was kind of a backstep for me because, like I thought people were a lot, at that time, I thought people were a lot more giving. I thought people were like, more like, I guess me, and like I believed it. After that, I guess I didn't feel like people were like cared that much.
Yeah.
And it switched me from thinking humanity was good. That honestly made me doubt a lot of stuff. So I went through a period. So why am I going to start like a nonprofit? Or why am I going to start this? Because, and which was a bad mindset.
Yeah.
But it hurt me because, I took it personal when no one wanted to donate so I could feed kids. And the reason I took it probably a very, very personal is because I grew up, very poor and hungry. Sometimes I was, starving or whatever. So like I felt so a certain way about it. And I felt like, damn, these people really don't want to feed any kids. Like, and it basically broke my heart. But I just like, after that, I didn't want to start a business. It took me almost 10 years. I didn't start another LLC for 10 years because I was 23 at the time.
Yeah.
Maybe I was older, but yeah.
That's how I think too. And I thought the same thing with my business. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start this, and all of my fucking followers are gonna support me. They're gonna start, I'm gonna keep it busy. I'm gonna keep the business going. Dude, I could count like with a handful of people who had actually reached out and rented and stuff like that. And there's times where I post. I've done it twice where I post about how hard it is, to get the support from others. And then that's when people start like resharing or like bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, because I like to help everyone. And that's another thing that we could talk into about helping people, because that also changed this year, right? But anyways, I like to help people without them asking or without them having to like kind of like put it out there. Like if they start a business, I order from them regardless. My friend, he started like a e-commerce company or
Yeah,
like an
yeah.
online website, necklaces, bro. Like I'm not gonna like girl necklaces. I'm not gonna wear that shit, but I'm still gonna I still ordered it just so he could get a sell, you know,
Yeah.
and it could help him. I could have been just a dig and be like, oh, just repost it and that's it. Like if that's gonna, you know, it's
Man, you're
so
speaking freaking so
yes.
much facts right
So
now, man.
I felt you I relate to you on that because you would think like, whoa, it's just fruits that they're gonna go bad. Like might as well pick them up, give them to kids who need it, you know?
You're giving the starving kids,
Yeah.
homeless people, whoever's starving. I mean, yeah, that was the point. That's what we
Yeah.
thought. And yeah, people don't.
Yeah, it's fucked. That's what I'm saying. It's fucked. Like the world is fucked. But I mean, at the end of the day, as long as we're still true to ourselves and we're doing things right, I see how they could have like how it affected you because that's the reason why I kind of stopped like promoting my business for a while.
Yeah.
Before I slapped myself and got back to it, because I was like, man, I was like a little bummed, you know, because people don't support. They'd rather be fucking shouting out or like posting all this shit about celebrities that don't give a shit about them
Yep.
instead of helping the local small
I don't know.
businesses,
It's
you
just,
know?
yeah, they follow the hype.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I want to say, and I know for a fact, and I want everyone to know this, even the viewers and everything, friends, anyone who's watching this, I know for a fact, me and you are the ones that are, you know, you never had to ask for
Yeah.
help. You never had to ask to repost. All this stuff that I repost, you never had to ask me.
Mm-hmm.
I reach out to them, hey, can you send me that video so I can repost it for you? And they're probably like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
because I know the feeling. We know the feeling of like no
Exactly.
one wanting to help us. So like I will do anything in my power to help, you know, granted we have 100 followers or whatever the case, whatever the number is. And yeah, but that's 100 people that maybe need that other service
Yeah.
that will go buy your product or, you know, whatever you're doing, whatever we're posting, support the all businesses. Don't, why are you going to like, you know, like the big, huge companies, they don't care.
Yeah.
They do not fucking care if you're posting a fucking, you know, whatever the fanciest shit is, a Rolex, whatever. Like, oh, like, you know, and the hardest thing is, you know, like we're saying, is that to get someone to repost your own stuff or our stuff, it's not very often.
Yeah.
No one like, and that's not even that much support. Like if you think about it, it's a click of a fucking button to
Yes.
subscribe. It's a click.
But you would think that they would
And
do
it
it,
blows
right?
my mind.
Yes, dude.
And they don't. I don't know why. And you know, no judgment. You know, fucking do what you need, what you got to, and whatever. But that's why I do it.
Yeah.
That's why you do it, because when we see other businesses or whatever, like even if they have more followers, I will repost and retag, because you never know who's watching. You never know that's the, you know,
Yeah.
someone's gonna be benefited from that. So, you know, I'm still gonna do it. I don't feel the same anymore. As far as like, you know, being doubtful about myself anymore, because being a 23-year-old and doubting yourself and seeing the world like that obviously had a big effect on me. But
Yeah.
now 10 years later, like now we're just like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like I rather fail so fucking hard trying to do my own thing than never try at all. And it's,
Yeah.
you know,
Or just like just another lesson that was important was like not to expect anything from anyone, you know. Like
Yeah.
again, that's when I talked myself back into the business. That's why I want to keep growing it, because I was like, you know what, like fuck that. I expected this from all these people and they failed or whatever, but I failed because I expected it from them. So I should have just I mean, I'm just now just doing my own thing. Again, I want to keep growing it and let them be, you know. Eventually, as long as I'm being true to myself and I'm doing things right, it's like they say, right to numbers thing, you know. You just gotta wait it out, be consistent, and eventually it'll pay off.
Yeah.
Same thing here, what we're doing.
I want to tell you, I think I did tell you this, or we mentioned this, but you know, we have to believe so much in ourselves until everyone else starts believing in us, because you know, they're just going to think, you know, oh, they're just doing this, like, oh, they don't believe it until they see it.
Yeah.
And I believe it to my core that we're going to be just fine. We're going to make it, you know, because not just the goals that we set for ourselves, because where it's coming from a passion. It's coming from, you know, we want something to work. It's not just because it's not about the money to it. Like we want to help.
Yeah.
And if we can help people, then that's the biggest win you can get throughout the year. Like, you know that you helped this person, you know that you helped this person. And at the end of the year, then you're like, damn, I helped 50 people this year, or whatever the number is, right? I've helped them understand this, or, you know, like I helped them, you know, with something so small, which was, you know, I got them 3 new clients.
Yes.
Like knowing that I could possibly help in just 1 or 2 people, That's more of a win than anything. That benefits me more than
Yes.
than anything you could ever pay me.
And let me take it back to the whole like people not wanting to share the fruits. Like it's insane because that's another thing that I learned. I wanted to mention that it's not about us, bro. Like it's about helping everyone else. Again, you share a post, you don't know who might need that service, who might need that, whatever it is, and you're helping. You're that bridge, between the point A and point B.
Yep.
So going back to the fruits, like they're not sharing their fruits, bro. Like that's a curse, bro. Like that's not
shame
good.
on you, people.
Yeah. So and that's what I noticed, bro. Like this was like towards the end of the year, and that I realized that it's not about me.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, it's not if you think it's about you or even some type of way, like, oh, I'm doing this because it makes me feel good. Even though it does make us feel good to give, it's not just about like how we feel about it. It's when you give to them and how they feel about it. Like when the kid freaking has like, okay, I have fruits, or the homeless person now has something to eat that day, because fruits are still food. Regardless if it's not like it's not a whole meal, but something in your system or your stomach is better than nothing in your system, right? So if that could save your life before like you literally die, and I need free, so just like that's how I was taking it. And when they didn't want to give the fruit, I was like, so many people are starving in the world, and I was again very passionate about it. But yeah, it broke my heart, and that's why it took me a long time to like be giving again. Like, nah, I mean, not long, but I'm always gonna be giving. But it's the way how I give. Like after that, I just I just slowly come back to myself and like stay true to myself, like you said.
Yeah.
Which is we want to help people, and we want to like just be something,
And we want to make it to help people. It's not like the more we have, the more you have,
the more
you could help.
Yeah.
And the more you could. And that's what I was watching a podcast with Grant Cardone, and he was saying the same thing. Like, oh, I want to be a fucking billionaire because. Do you know how many people I can help with $1 billion?
Dude, yeah, exactly the point. Like, it's just, you give me the opportunity. Like, I have so many, like, future goals, about, like, stuff like that. Like, I still want to start another nonprofit.
Yeah.
I still want to start, and I want a foundation where I can give to, all the kids that want to make it, or, like, that don't get those grants, that don't get those scholarships to go to school, whatever their dreams are. I can be that person, and I can be like, here's freaking, I can do that year in, year out, like day after day, because I have so much money. Here's $5,000. Oh, your tuition is $10,000, done, paid for. Like, that changes your life as a kid, or even as you're going through it, because that just made you like, that was the fork in the road.
Yeah.
Am I going to go to school, or am I going to go work a 9 to 5, freaking have food for less? And, and make, whatever the minimum wage is. And that's my life now, because I can afford to go here, or I didn't get the right grant. Like, to me, like, it's crazy, because I can just like, damn, dude, I could have helped that one kid.
Yeah, no, that's ultimate the goal. They help the community, or they help the kids and stuff. But like, okay, now imagine if you start your own nonprofit. Imagine now, like, okay, you're helping them through work, but now through your personal like business or nonprofit. Now imagine how many kids more you could help.
Yeah,
it's insane, and that's for sure like something I would like to do too in the plan. Especially me coming from Mexico, like I wish I had some type of guidance, and I'm sure we grew up in the same neighborhood or community, so I'm sure we didn't have that guidance, right? We didn't have the people to help us, like at least to like, oh, here, let me help you apply for college, or let me explain to you the difference. I went to like the college fucking room in high school. I don't know what you call it. And I asked for help, and the leader was like, oh yeah, I'm busy right now, come back later. I was like, motherfucker. I'm like, you're supposed to,
Like, what?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I'm fucking from Mexico. I didn't even know what prom was, bro. I swear to God. So I'm just like, I'm here asking for help, and you're over here telling me to come back later. So I never went back, dude.
Oh my god, that's a good point. Fuck, that's funny and sad at the same time.
I swear, dude, I'm not kidding.
Yeah, things that stand out for me, or 3 things that I said I was gonna do this year, and that I accomplished, or that I felt that I accomplished, are gonna be, and it was just, and they sound small, but they're very big to me. Number 1, and I still like it was. It's funny enough, but it might be my greatest accomplishment this year that I think that I see for myself. I know that other people might say, oh, no, you accomplished this. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But one of them is like to move out. I've lived in the same place in San Pedro for 9 years. And I've been saying, year after year, ever since the pandemic. Like 2018 and 2019, I wanted to move out. It wasn't the right time. The pandemic hit. After that, I couldn't move out. So year after year, I'm just like, I want to move out. And it came to a point where I would just like, I was so sick of that place that I freaking had to leave, you know? And I was able to move this year.
Yeah.
You know, granted, it freaking cost me, you know, more money. But it didn't matter. Like, to me, it wasn't about the money, how much it was going to cost. Like, I just knew, I knew what my budget was. I knew what I could afford. And I just made it work, you know? Yeah. And that's one of my, the reason I bring that one up is because that one, it was the one that I said, if I didn't accomplish it this year, like, you know, who am I or what am I, you know?
Yeah.
So that one really bugged me. It, like, moving, I don't know why, because I think I wanted it so bad after year in, year out that I thought that, like, how can I want something so bad and not be able to, take care of it?
Yeah.
So, as little as it sounds, like, just to move, like, all it is it wasn't just about moving. Like, there was other pieces and parts that, like, come into play when it comes to moving, not just, like, your, you know, your financials, whatever you have. Like, it's also about, you know, like, you know, if it's the right time, is it the right spot, is it this, you know? And you think about all that stuff, and like, what is it at the end of the day? But, you know, once you take that first leap, then you understand that it's like, it was that easy.
Yeah.
Well, you see it's that easy after the fact. And that's the same thing. It's the same feeling I had with also my last job. You know, I left my last job for this job, which I also started this year. And that was another big leap. I was at that job for 9 years. So I was like, so all this stuff was like big jumps to me, but I knew I needed to do it because it's, at first it is scary because you're like, I've been here for 9 years. I'm comfortable. I know the people, you know, how am I going to, do I know how to interview still? Do I know how to do this? All that goes into your mind and as you're doing it. But the more you do it, the more you understand like how easy it is just to freaking like, it's obviously just a conversation. Interview is so easy because, you know,
and you just have to do it too. You know,
just do it. Like, if you're bad at it, you might be bad at it, but after practice, you know, a couple of interviews, you're like, oh, okay, you're good. But granted, I mean, I'm pretty decent. I guess I'm pretty decent at an interview because I had multiple job offers, and I took this one because, you know, it was right here in Long Beach and it made sense. And they offered, you know, I got a good deal. So, you know, both of those things I said I had to do last year. Yeah, that was like by coming 2023. And it happened right off the bat. Boom, 2023 hit. The end of January, I had a new job. 2 months later, I got a new apartment. And then everything just... that's why this year just fell into place for me like dominoes, dude. It was just fucking like, it clicked one and all of them freaking started lining up. I'm like, bro, I could have fucking done this shit. I don't know when. I was like... right? But it wasn't time because, again, I wouldn't be able to move if I didn't get the new job, unfortunately. Like, you know, like, I was making enough, but I wasn't making enough. Like, I would have to work so hard at my last job, do so much overtime, you know. And there was just a lot of stuff into it, but, you know, like, unfortunately, they weren't able to, you know, give me money that I deserved. They weren't able to, you know, they didn't, it wasn't, my manager wasn't any of them. It wasn't because of that. It was just the business itself was just not in the, like, you know, it wasn't meant for me to be. Correct. So I am very happy. And those are my two biggest wins this year. Because I'm so grateful that I was able to move. I'm so grateful that I have a new job and that we're able to. It gives me the you know, time to even do this. You know, I'm not stressed anymore. Biggest one, number one, my stress is gone.
It's insane. I mean, that's respected, bro. Because a lot of people tend to stay at the place, especially if it's more than 5 years, right? Because again, like you said, they're comfortable. They're just used to it. They don't want to struggle again. They're just scared. They start thinking the what ifs, right? And moving after 9 years, that's insane, dude. That's crazy, and that's really respected because not everyone does that. And I look at where I work, and I see people been there for like 20 years, 15. I'm just like, damn, like, you know, like,
shoot me,
yeah,
and
and then like you said, you know, sometimes you do have to like take that leap of faith and then just fuck it. It's what it is, you know, like just move on, and if it works out, good. If not, you'll figure it out, and that's why things started. I feel like that's why things started like aligning, right? Because you took that risk and you figured it out, and then that helped you figure this out, and then that helped you figure the next thing out, and so on and so on. And I feel like that's what we need to do.
Yeah. So basically, life has all the pieces that they want to give you. Like, you're asking for so much, but if you're not willing to make the change, life is not going to give you those changes, right? So I wanted so much stuff, but it wasn't until like I took that one step that life said, "Oh, here you go." And then the next one, oh, you ready for the next one? Here you go. So again, if we don't take the leap, we don't take the step, we don't take the chance to be better, to change, and take the leap of faith, you know, regardless if it's your job, you know,
Mhm.
because you also like took another leap and you did the same thing, right? You got a new position and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like if you could have easily said no, and then where would you be? In the same
And the
spot?
things, yeah.
Would you know, like you have to take the chances and say yes, you know. And I always laugh because I in my head when I say I want to say yes to more things, it reminds me of Yes Man. So the movie it's called Yes Man is with Jim Carrey, and so he's a banker and he gets fired, and they tell him, oh, it's not you, it's him. So he gets fired from this bank job, and obviously it's a comedy because it's Jim Carrey, but he goes and he basically starts saying yes to everything, and he's able to find a girl. He's able to learn Chinese. He's able to help people. He's doing flying lessons. Like his life just changed dramatically because he was all of a sudden saying yes to everything. He didn't say no to anything. But the moral of the story is, at the end of the movie, he didn't say, he wasn't supposed to say yes to everything just because it's like instead of saying no, he was actually supposed to just take chances in life and
Yes.
and grow from this. So take the if this sounds good to you, say yes.
Yes.
Don't be scared. Just say yes.
And a lot of people say no because they think they're not ready. They think they're not qualified. They think it's too much for them. And like you mentioned, yes, I took on a different role, but I didn't like it's a new role to me, So what did I do? I just said yes, even though I know like I don't have experience in that role or whatever, but I have an idea of it, and that's all I need. If I have an idea of something, I learn on the fly, Like
Yeah.
just show me once, and I'll take care of it from there. And that's what I tell everyone. Like, just say when opportunities come, and especially people are like offering you, like, hey, do you want to partner up? Hey, do you want this role? Hey, do you want to do this? Don't think about it. Like, just say yes, and then figure it out afterwards, And again, it goes back to like what you did, right? You took this position, yes, and then everything else started falling apart. I mean, falling together.
Yeah. Piece of part
Falling
apart.
apart. I'm like, no.
Well,
Start
well,
falling
well.
together. So it's yeah, dude. It's that's what I tell everyone. Just even if you're not ready, just say yeah.
Yeah. I see. Yeah. Agreed. um, for everyone that's watching, like it's the end of 2023. If you can just start thinking of things that that you wanted to accomplish this year. Did you accomplish them? Were you too scared to take the leap of faith? Were you too start recapping your we're at the end of the year, and for us we had like a great year, and because we started taking the right steps and we started trying to make a difference in our own lives, and if we can do it, you can do it, everyone can do it. Like everyone can just feel so much better about your life if you just take that leap, or whatever it is. If you
Yes.
want to start the LLC in the business, it's not that expensive. It's like $100 on ink file or whatever, Zoom, whatever. There's so many ways to create a business. There's like just if you want to start it. Yes, there's fees that come involved, so make sure that you're calculating those into your budget. Don't take a freaking leap of faith that you can't afford. But really think about small wins. If you want to move. If it if it makes sense. But I just want I want everyone to know that, because yes, this year's so great because we took the leap. We don't say no so often, and we believe in ourselves.
Yeah. No, I agree. And even if like you're scared to, because some people don't want to start a business, but they do want to start some like a side hustle, just start it. If you don't have to create an LLC at the spot, we did it because whatever we planned, right? Whatever we're doing, it's best for us to do it, like to start the LLC. If you want to do arts and crafts and sell it on Instagram, you don't need to. Just start, and then once you get to a point where you need a business and LLC, then do it. But the point is for you to get started. For you, like you said, take the leap of faith. But most importantly, it comes down to your mindset. If you don't change your mindset, if you don't start believing in yourself and that things could happen, then nothing's gonna change. I used to we talked about. I mentioned it all the time. I used to drink every weekend because my mindset was fucked. My mindset was shit. And then as soon as I decided to stop drinking, I'm almost a year sober. I want to say that's the reason why I had a great year. Because everything, all my energy that I will put to drinking, I was able to put into traveling, into being happy, into my business, into new friendships, new inner circle, got a mentor, my fitness.
Yeah.
So it's just it starts from the mindset. And I read the book, it's called The Secret, and I'm reading it again. And it just, if you could see it in your mind, you could hold it with your hands. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, and I'm sure you heard this before. It's all over, all this motivational stuff. It's all over. But it's starts with one single thought. So
Yeah. So yeah, everyone, thank you so much for supporting us. I know that we're only 3 months in, but we thank you for all your support that you guys had. We're so thankful. I'm thankful for this year. I'm grateful that we have this. We're 3 months in. I'm excited for the 2024. We have
Yes.
so many big goals for this podcast, for this show. A lot of good things are gonna come. So I'm just looking forward to them.
yeah, likewise, man. I'm looking forward. I mean, we finally did it. That's another thing that we did. We took a leap of faith in recording this and doing this for you guys. And you guys should do the same. Thank you guys for those that support. And if you don't support, just remember to support your local businesses, the small businesses, because there's people who actually don't have a 9 to 5. They quit their job to go all in that business. And
Yep.
if you're not supporting them, that's kind of fucked, yeah, just support them. If you don't want to support us, it's fine, but make sure you support those around you, because they depend on your support. They think that you're,
Yeah.
so just do that. And while you're at it, just like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, definitely. Please like, share, and subscribe, and share this with everyone you love. Show them, and I hope you all have a good rest of your holidays and year.
Yeah.
Peace out.